Hi, I'm George Pappas. I've led this tournament from wire to wire, and I'm going to bowl one more game for 30,000 big ones.
And there they are, our 5 finalists. They came out of a strong field of 52 professional bowlers. Standing room only here at the Riviera Lanes, and directly behind me a contingent of press, radio, and television people. And that means one thing, that something important here is about to happen. Now with a total of 47,000, it's the final game. For the first time, one man will become a Tournament of Champions victor here in Fairlawn, Ohio. Dick Ritger, who shot a 227 to Jeff Mattingly's 157, now goes against the tournament leader, confident 32-year-old George Pappas.
Advantage Ritger. More experience, been there before, and he's zeroed in on a tough pair of lanes. Wow,
hard to
solid
believe.
10. Both players almost identical styles, Chris. It's semi-rollers just outside the thumb. They don't play the big hook like we see with Mark Roth or Marshall Holman or Jeff Mattingly. They're the line ball players that lift straight through the ball with their wrist to keep it in play. Usually have the advantage to the line ball players when the scores are tougher like this, to the big hook ball players when the alleys are scoring very high.
All right, as he did in the previous game, marking with a spare, this one easier, shooting only the 10-pin when he converted the 310 to start the semifinal game. So, for the first time today now in competition, George Pappas, the tournament leader after every session. Smallest bowler on the tour. Wow. There it is, sweeping them away. This 32-year-old 5'9", 130-pounder.
Here's a profile that just two classic styles out there bowling night right now. But George Pappas is playing the first arrow. Dick Ritger playing the second arrow. Look at Pappas swing just right in line with his target. Right out over the 5th board, the first arrow. Right in the best spot to hit these light pins, the swish spot. And watch this reaction on your left. Very confident. Can take an early 10-pin lead.
A big double, a tournament leader who switched from a 4-step to a 5-step approach this week. And what a double. Now Ritger with a spare up, shooting in the second.
Threw it a little extra speed. What a nice touch he has. See that ball up high and just stuffed him straight back. And he likes that.
Oh, another beautiful strike. This one by Dick Ritger, the second frame of the final game. And if you just joined us, here are the scores of the previous games. First game, Steve Neff defeated Tommy Hudson 190 to 187. Then Jeff Mattingly defeated Steve Neff 202 to 133. And just a few moments ago, Dick Ritger, at whom we're looking, and who will be bowling in the left lane, shot a 227 to Mattingly's 157. Thus into the finals against Pappas. High hit leaving the 4-7.
Lost the ball on a downswing. That extra heat makes that hand perspire a little bit. Did not get the usual Dick Ritger loft. Now watch this ball. Instead of setting up at the pocket, breaks just a little bit high. And breaks up the 4-7-10. The 10-pin on your right part of your screen will be the last extra pin to go down. Automatic move to the right on the approach. Cross lane, third arrow.
And in this major championship, a difference of 13,000, winning or losing. One game, match play, head-to-head, and live coverage.
Here's a big shot for Pappas. He's still got to be a little nervous out there. 30,000 on the stake. He's got a nice 10-pin lead. To increase to 20 would be a great cushion. Solid 10. Wow, is he bowling super. Both these players, but Pappas all week has just been this steady. What a difference between he and the other players we've seen so far, and how about the ones that he has already beaten. 5-step approach, just methodical, classic style. 2 shuffle steps, then he goes into a nice full walk. Watch that arm swing, watch that left foot, perpendicular to the foul line. Good knee bend, he's got it all.
All right, a double and a spare for the tournament leader, George Pappas of Charlotte, North Carolina, five-time PBA member, winner, 11 years in the PBA.
Both these players have something in common, Chris. They both run summer camps in the summer. Dick Ritger goes to Europe, does some coaching. George Pappas runs a summer camp with Don Johnson, Frank Ellenberg, some of the other great PBA stars up in Wisconsin during the summer.
Fourth frame shot now for George Pappas. All right. Shooting in the fifth frame while we were away, he made a 4-pin spare. This time leaving the 2, 4, 8. All right, a spare for Dick Ritger, looking for his first T of C win, trailing by 13 here in this final game, and Pappas also seeking a T of C championship, has a strike up shooting in the fifth.
Once again, the same situation as the third. George, with a hammer in his hand, can increase that lead to 23 pins early in the match.
Pouring it on, just a perfect strike. Watch again.
See the hand action and the trajectory of George Pappas's ball. We see what the line ball. You won't see that sharp break that Mattingly and Neff and the players play. There's a ball straight down the line, stuffed him straight back. Those pins could have weighed 4 pounds apiece instead of 3 pounds 4 ounces, and he's struck on any of those shots.
Pappas having earned $16,515 thus far this year. Ritger, $32,620. Almost the 6.
George just quit on that shot there. You know, Chris, we said he went from a 4-step to a 5-step delivery. And why it's helped George so much is he's very slightly built, as you well know, 135 pounds. But that extra step has given him a little more momentum like Marshall Holman gets, those slight guys. He's been able to sustain his speed all the way through the match.
And blew the 6-pin. He set up awfully quick. Thought he had them all, leaving the 10 on the right lane, shooting in the 6th frame of this championship match.
And what has to be going through George Pappas's mind? 5 frames, just sensational. All of a sudden, just totally disconcerted, lost shot in the 6th. Lost it on the first ball and the second ball. I don't know what he's asking for, some sort of ruling.
A little ice water, George Pappas. Got plenty of it in his veins. He is tough, leading all the way now coming into this final game. Spare for Ritger in the 6th frame, 126 for Pappas through 6.
Ritger taking a little extra time. That's not a bad record on TV. That's where the big money is.
Had some doubt. Let's see where Ritger starts on the approach.
Ritger stands way over on the right side of the approach, but watch how he drifts left. You see him just walking slightly left, right up the second arrow. There we go, ideal.
Oh. Back with a powerful strike and having an 11-pin lead, striking in the 7th frame. 30,000 to the winner of this game, the loser 17.
More important to George Pappas is that he came back with great timing. I think that's more like a player playing excellent golf, Chris, than shanking one. You have to forget about it. Get your game back together. He can retake that lead of 20 pins or better with another strike.
And that big double puts the Pappas lead out to 21 pins, and Ritger is up, and he has a strike working, shooting in the 8th frame.
Critical situation for Ritger. Watch George Pappas. This is a big shot. He's coming back after an errant frame. Solid in the hole. He likes it. Ritger now trailing by 21. Can cut it to 11 with another strike. And what a time to leave a solid 10. A bad break for Ritger, great break for Pappas.
George Pappas really going to the ice water now. It is extremely warm there. As Ritger now will cross line it for the 10 pin.
Situation is this: Dick Ritger is going at a 195 pace. George Pappas 216. 21 pin lead for Pappas, but Ritger with strikes in the 9th, 10th, and 11th could be right at a 215, could go right down to the last frame. The scoreboard tells the whole story. Pappas in the driver's seat.
Individual sport, and though we're working in television where it's a big team effort and we have a lot of great technicians and production people have made these 16 weeks possible.
You're right, Chris. Ritger with an all-important strike in the 9th frame. Pappas's job, one more strike here, and all he would need is a mark in the 10th. If Pappas doesn't strike here, we have a possibility of duplicating what happened one other time in the Firestone, a tie in the final match, initiating a sudden death playoff.
Pappas's highest finished in the Tournament of Champions, 4th in 1972, his 9th T of C. And gets it. The messenger. First time today. Wow.
One of the great breaks of all time. Watch this pin action. Hits for the weak 10, but watch the messenger come back across. This is what the power is all about.
Watch this.
It's the head pin. Here it comes. That's the 1 pin. Went to the left sideboard.
Oh.
Look at that reaction.
And with the adrenaline flowing, he crossed over, leaving the 3.
Didn't close the door, but all George Pappas needs is a spare and 1 pin to win the match.
George's last title was won in Tucson, defeating Mark Roth by only 2 pins. The chairman of the PBA Tournament Committee, George Pappas.
Needs 1 pin. Just stay behind the foul line. The new Firestone champion. The scoreboard says it all.
And that means prestigious title, which is important to these professionals, plus 30,000. Got 9. So a 223. George Pappas has won his first Tournament of Champions, and again, for the second time, Dick Ritger has finished second.